Hey everybody, welcome to Onion Smoke Shack. I'm Onion, and this is a place where we're going to barbecue low and slow, hot and fast, and everything's going to be sweet and meaty. So come on in, make yourself at home. Everybody's welcome here. Let's get to cooking. Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing a tri-tip. I apparently deleted my last video of the tri-tip, so we're going to redo it. Try and get this one right. Hope it stays up. Alright, so we're going to start with a tri-tip. This is just an untrimmed tri-tip. We're going to have to trim off the fat that's on it. I'm going to be using my Savage Dennis Lively knife to see how this works on the meat. It's a chef knife, but it yeah, that's going to work pretty good. So we're just going to trim this fat off of here, and we will. You don't want to have any of this. This fat can be kind of hard, and we're just going to be grilling it. We're not smoking it for a long time, so the man, this knife is freaking awesome. So we won't have time to render out the fat, so we want to get rid of as much of this fat as we can off of here. Check there. And this side here will be the real test. This knife is amazing. I'm going to put a link to Savage Dennis Lively's knives in the description box. Go check that guy out, man. He is a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time. He sent me this knife, and I've got a few other of his knives as well, and they are all just amazing. And it's an honor to have such a great knife as this one. It's Damascus steel. It's sharp as a razor blade. This thing is just cutting like a knife through butter. So we are getting this done in quick time here with this knife. Alright. A bit more right here. Also on these tri-tips, they have a little bit of, it's like a sinew or sinew on here, however you want to call it. So I kind of like to get that off because it can be kind of tough here. Dennis, brother, these knives are amazing. Got a nice hard piece here that I want to get up. Now, ideally, I wouldn't be using a chef's knife to trim this, but this knife is just zipping through this fat, so I'm getting nice long chunks off of it. I ain't got no complaints about this puppy at all. I'll be putting a link to Savage Dennis Lively knives. This thing is amazing. Damascus steel. Excuse me. I'll get a close-up of this later. Pretty amazing. Awesome knife. Fastest I've ever trimmed up a tri-tip, I'll tell you that. And it's a huge knife, so it shouldn't, you wouldn't think it would be that easy, but man. Alright, so we got that done. Now we're just going to season. You can season these with salt, pepper, and granulated garlic, and you'll be great. It'll be awesome. I use Santa Maria style seasoning made by Scott's Foods. I use this on everything. This is a phenomenal seasoning, and it's got everything you want in it. You can see the salt or the pepper, and do both sides really well. And then we're just going to put that on the grill. Alright, so we got our charcoal is pretty well lit. I'm going to go ahead and dump this in here and we'll let it just kind of come up to temperature in here. I have my gloves and this thing is hot. On this one, it's going to be indirect heating. So we have all the charcoal to the back of the barbecue. I'm using the Weber kettle. We'll sear it over the back and then bring the meat to the front. Alright, so we're cooking with lump charcoal. It's mesquite lump. I'm going to add a few little pieces of mesquite in there, as well as a couple pieces of pecan. That'll give us our smoke for the cooking. We're not actually smoking this. We're just grilling it, but that smoke will infuse into the meat as it sits in there. It just tastes really good. Alright, so we're just going to put the meat over the hottest part of the grill. We're going to let it just kind of sear that for a little bit. You don't need to do it for a long time. We're just talking a matter of minutes. Of course, I'd let the meat come up to room temperature before we put it on there. TriTip, it's a great cut of beef. It's the lower sirloin. Originally, this started out in California. The cowboys would take that cut of beef that the beef ranchers were just throwing into their cut up ground beef piles, and they decided to start cooking them, and man, it's an incredible piece of meat. So you just let that sit there for a little bit, and we'll check the bottom here in a second just to see how it is. Go in there. Oh yeah. So it doesn't take very long. That was about a minute, and just kind of let that get a little crusty on the bottom on each side. And then we're going to move it over to here, close this down. I'm going to be using the iGrill 2 to keep an eye on the temperature on this one. Just using one probe of it. It'll use up to 4. I'll do a product description on that later. Set that there. We got the fat side down on this. Out away from the flames. It's kind of flaming up now because of the fat. Close that up. Let me get the iGrill hooked up here. And so we'll just watch the temperature there on the iGrill, and we'll get back to it when it's about done. Alright, so this is a close-up of the Savage Dennis knife here. It is amazing. It's Damascus steel. It's got an awesome handle on it. I'm not sure what kind of wood that is, but it's pretty awesome. Incredible, man. Give this guy a look. Check out his stuff. He makes amazing knives. Thanks, Dennis. Alright, so we're at about 92 degrees on the internal temperature, so I'm just going to flip this over. Oh, look at that. Oh. Zoom back out. So that's about 92 degrees internal temperature. So we're going to have a nice crispy outside on this one. Flip it over. Oh yeah. Alright, so we're literally maybe 10 minutes away from this being done. Alright, so we are done. We are up to temperature. I'm taking it off at about 125. I'm going to put it in some foil, kind of let it rest a little bit. I like my meat medium rare. My wife likes hers rare. So if I take it off at 125, the center will be rare. The outside will be medium rare. So let me get this off of here. Alright, so we're just going to set this on here. Set it on here. tint it up a little bit. I'm going to wrap it in the foil, let it sit for a few minutes. Then I'm going to slice into it and let you see what it looks like on the inside. I'll be right back. Alright, so we've been sitting here for a little bit, letting it rest. And I'm just going to cut into this here, just so you can see what it looks like. And I'm using the Dennis Savage knife here. And that is the way my wife likes it. See all the juices running out there. That is a nice rare piece of meat right there. Alright, so we're gonna go eat this now, and then I'll do a follow-up on what we did here. Alright, so what we did today was we did a tri-tip grilled over indirect heat on the Weber kettle grill. Trim the fat off the tri-tip, you season it, and then you put it on right over the hot coals, and you let it sear both sides, and then you take it off, put it over the where there's no charcoal, close it up. I use pecan and mesquite wood. We did it till 125 and internal temperature, and I took it off. Could have gone a little longer. It was a little more rare than I like, but my wife loved it. So that was it. It's easy, simple. Products I used today were Santa Maria seasoning from Scott's Foods, and I used the Savage Dennis chef knife. I believe it's a 10-inch. It's huge. It's massive. Man, that thing cut good. So I'll show you more of that. There'll be links to everything down below in the description box. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. I love you. Keep looking up.